it's Nancy, and I'm back with the second part of my thrift haul. Could be a long one, so strap in. This is going to be completely junk journal related, so if it's not something that you're interested in, just, skip to the next really great video. There's lots of awesome content on YouTube. I should know, I spend almost all day watching it. Anyway, so remember that peanut butter jar from yesterday? Well, last night. I meant to actually tape this last night, but I had a dead battery. Anyway, it's all full of these eyelets, which is good because this is the 3/16 size, which I like for tags. But there was also these really big ones, and I don't know how I would even go about cutting the hole, but I saved the setters just in case. I might experiment and see how I might go about doing that. There's gold and white ones in there, not a lot. These are sequins, and they're gorgeous. They're gorgeous old gold. I don't know that I will ever use them. They came in a whole bag of stuff, so can you hear the cat meowing? In that bag of stuff there was also some silver sequins, and then there's white sequins with a bunch of beads in here, so I'll have to see if I can find something to do with that. This little dish is all beads, all white and silver beads. I don't know. I'll probably send those back to donate them. I have no idea what these are. It says the Robin's Nest, and then on the back it says DDA Lilac. I have no idea what they are. They're these little purpley flat back, no hole or anything. I might save those and use them for flower centers or something. I don't know, what do you think? I bought a veil at the by the pound store, so I paid almost nothing for it. Took it apart last night because I'm probably going to chuck this part. It's just too much. But I kind of like the edge on this part, the crinkly edge with the pearls. So, and that's small enough I can store it until I can find a purpose for it. But the veil, I think the veil's got to go. I took the whole thing apart. It was very 1988. So it had this padded crown thing. Might press that, you never know when you can use little pieces of satin. And there was pearls all wrapped around the sort of crown part. Oh, these were cool. So this is the tag that was on it, and I think it's got some age. But they're these little plastic faceted holly leaves, and they have a little hole at the top so they can be threaded onto something. I thought those are kind of fun. Definitely use those. What's in here? Whoop! I just dumped a whole bunch of these little rhinestones. And these are little stones as well, but they're I forget what they call them. You press them through, and then you like with a thimble you push the little pieces of metal down to hold them in. That'll come to me in the middle of the night. Oh, I found these little paper roses. I'll have to find a purpose for those. Okay, that's all the little stuff. Red tags were 75% off, so I paid 25 cents for this package of quart whist tallies. I don't know anything about whist. except it gets played in a lot of historical romance novels. Also did banging good on vintage cards, because again, red tags were 75% off, so I paid $1/4 for these 2 decks. This one's still in package. I don't think these were sold together. They don't look matching at all, but it is what it is. And then there's these 2 sailing scenes. These 2 artsy. This one says Sir John. Can't see, I haven't got my bifocals on this morning. And The Laughing Cavalier. I can read that. And it came with this little piece of paper that if I wanted to complain, I could. And I also got this set of Coca-Cola Santa cards. Oh! And they're still in their original packaging. Untouched. 1994. Goodness. It seems like yesterday. What else have I got here? Oh, I got some mason jar labels with little veggies on them. Got this sales book. I think this is the kind where you would need to use a sheet carbon. But I like the... I should turn on some more light. See if that's helpful. And the back side is red, so that's cool. These are from Creative Memories. They're correction paper, so if you're writing on your scrapbook and you made a mistake, you would take a little piece of this paper, stick it over it, and rewrite. But what I was thinking was, this could be interesting for if I stamped an image on it and then used the individual stickers but maintained, you know, the window pane effect. That could look interesting. Or maybe I might chuck those. Got this Christmas card, I thought it was cute, from Saturday Evening Post, 1958. Got these little, well, they're called incrustations for $1/4. They have kind of vintage images. I don't know if I'll use those or not, but for $1/4. Alrighty, got some laces and trims. This one I thought was interesting. It's machine made, but it reminds me of filet crochet, and there's quite a lot there, and it's very flat and thin, so I thought that's good. And then there was sort of like this bag of stuff. So there was a little bit of this lace with gold, bears, some pom-pom trim, and this bias tape that looks like bandana, and just some little squares of red and white fabric. So those would be easy to incorporate into something of a red and white color. Got this trim too, and I love this. It has a little gold sparkle in it, and it's definitely vintage. I got 2 packages of it, and there's 2 yards in each package. I paid $1/4 a piece for those. All of this needs to be washed. It's super stiff, so something just poured on the starch. So this is trim from a pillowcase. It's rickrack that's been crocheted into it. There's a couple of long pieces of that. Then there's this other hand crocheted piece. This one's not as stiff as all the others, but could still use a, well, yeah, I could still use a bath. This is just some yucky old lace. Yeah, this was kind of pretty, but again, it's really, somebody has starched the heck out of it. I mean, it's almost a circle instead of a ruffle. A little bit of that. I thought this was interesting because it's kind of got these paisleys instead of, you know, like a floral. And their little bit of crochet, some eyelet that's been starched to the nth degree, and maybe some older stuff here. So this was all in a bag. I paid $1 for it. And this I paid 50 cents for. Oh, I also got this stuff with the red and white stuff. I think this is like the stuff they used to put in drapery to, you know, back when we liked our draperies really stiff. I'm not sure, but it's got a real open weave, and I bet you I can even cut this with a die cut. Ah, some more pillow trims. This is so stiff. I don't like this one as much, the pink and blue one, but I do like this ecru one. And this one, they've just ripped the edges off pillowcases. And this one's really raggedy, but I'll give those a bath and see what I can do with them. Alright, moving on. So this bag I paid $2 for, and it's got this little die to make a little tag with a maple leaf on it. I thought that was cute. A couple of packages of ink that have never been opened. That doesn't have. I have no idea what kind of ink it is or if it's any good, but we'll see. I couldn't really see what was in here. I saw that there was Christmas stamps, so I thought, okay, I'll take a chance on that. So there's some little Christmassy images. But check this out, how cute. It has some real vintage looking kind of, like the, look at the postcard one. And this one, and then there's a couple of embossing folders. This one has tall flowers, and this one's just a border of flowers. So that was okay for $2. I got this set of clear stamps. They're brand new, never been out of the package. I saw these last week and I hummed and hawed about it because it's not really my style, but I couldn't resist. And then this one's all dates and numbers, and I really like this December. And these are all autumn leaves. I think on sale this one was $10, but I paid $2. And I got this set of stamps. I think I had this set of stamps years ago, and got rid of them. This was $2. Anyway, so they've had some use, but oh, I got this Dymo tape. I have a Dymo label maker that I use to try to organize myself. and it was only $1, so. What else have I got in here? Got some wine charms. But there's a Santa sleigh. There's a snowman. What's that? An angel and a reindeer. And these two little ornaments. There's Goofy, and here's Mickey. I paid $1 for these. And I can use these. I do have like a Mickey's Christmas book that I might tear apart. Got this pair of earrings, and they have a little jingle bell on them. They were cute. Paid $1 for those. I'm gonna take the plastic off this dear little butterfly and hang her from somewhere. And this necklace is terrible, but it's got some cute little heart and cupid charms on it, and maybe some of the beads are useful. I don't know, we'll see. So that's that part. Now this is going, I told you this was going to be long. Okay, you guys sit there and not fall. I'll move on to the papery kinds of stuff. Oh, I got these two paper bags. I thought I could cut those down. This one has kind of a Victorian scene. On both sides, so that this one is all about Santa and trains, and I love it. I think there's nearly 100 images in here, and a lot of them are advertisements. And, you know, some of them are full page, but some of them are smaller. Where's my favorite? I hope I find it. If I don't, I'll have to carry on. Ah! There it is. And it has all of the train employees in the Christmas ornaments. And it's the New York Central. So that was good. This is a paper doll based on a Stife teddy bear. A whole bunch of papers on the top. And it was just, you know, maybe a little story or something. And here's the bear. And Stife bears always have a button in their ear. This is 1985. What was really appealing to me is all of the images that comes with the clothing. So big sheets of clothing, like here he is in his lederhosen with a stein and a nutcracker. Oh. And another spelling dog. So that was fun. And it comes with another sheet of stuff that you can color in. I think there's two sheets here, maybe. Oh, there's one. Oh, look at the sleigh! I didn't see that. A horse-drawn sleigh for winter pleasure. And here's a candy shop. Cute, cute, cute. Love that. I paid way too much for this little card, but I have an idea for project. Got all of this Christmas stationery kind of stuff. This says Joy. This has a little tree on it. This has a wreath. A couple of pink envelopes. A loon or a duck? I don't know. And this is kind of a mixture of different Christmassy papers. Okay, let's move on to books. I think I was successfully able to show you this old little golden book, and it's called a Little Golden Activity Book because it actually has cutouts to make ornaments for a Christmas tree. But it is adorable. Look at these kids. They look like they're all yawning, not singing. And there they go out to cut a tree. And Daddy's bringing it in. So, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. I love it. This one is an animal orchestra, so it's all music and zoo animals. It's not old. It's in really good shape though. And Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I love Rudolph. Got some Christmas music books. This one is for an organ. There's Jingle Bells. This is another music book. The pages are a little more aged than the last one. This one's got Toyland in it, and there was another one that was related to toys, I think. Toyland and March of the Toys. That's right. This is a 1964 book from Arizona. I don't know if I knew what I was getting when I got it. Here's a Roadrunner. I don't know that there's anything in here I might use, but I think I thought it was an atlas because it said Arizona Highways. So it was at the by the pound store, so I didn't pay hardly anything for it. This is more music. This is a book that's got some really cute images in it. So it's a memory book. You're supposed to put memories in it. But I like some of these images. These are Christmas stencils. I saw in somebody's video recently they had used a stencil in the signature of a book. Was it Diane? I think it was Diane. Diane, did you use a stencil? This is again more Christmas music, but I like the pictures and the titles. They're really awesome. So that'll be fun. And at the back it is stories. So that's mostly text, but there are some images. Found a Christmas Ideals. Lots of nature pictures. Here's another one. I think this one was rather newer. I'm not seeing a date anywhere. I feel like this is probably newer. 2006. Yeah. And this one is 1979. So it's got some cute retro looking images in it. Aw. This one's got a page torn out. More music books. This one I thought was cute because it's got really cute images in it, and the fact that it goes landscape rather than portrait, so that's cool. So the music is green and the images are red and white and green. So that's cool. This is a Whitman, and it has a lot of images in here too. It's falling apart. I got these envelope templates, and this was from 2002, and it was originally $17.50. I got it at the By the Pound store, so I don't know, 50 cents maybe? No, not even that much. So there's 6 templates, 2 different kinds of envelopes. So one is sort of like a coin envelope shape, and this one is I think it has a fancy edge. And did I say there's 3 sizes? Right down to teeny tiny. There's 3 sizes of each of the 2 shapes. Oh, I got just this envelope, the Simplicity envelope, because I like the images of the little girls. This is a piece of vellum that has images of flower fairies on them, and I have a big envelope of flower fairy stuff that I've been accumulating. I think I will make a journal. This was just one of those cheapy scrapbook kit things, but there's some papers in here that I can definitely see using. Where's that yellow one? I really like the yellow one. Isn't that cute? I can definitely see using some of these. Has some die cuts, but they're all kind of meh. Got this package of letterhead, and it's with the artist's name escapes me, but you know these angels, they're famous. This was at the By the Pound store, and I got this package of legal size, just, you know, regular file folders. Okay, got through that. You want to see what I've been making? Oh, I didn't show you this part. Okay, so I went to this quilt store. I'm going to see if I can change the angle just a bit. Went to a quilt store yesterday that I used to go to a lot because I used to be a big quilter. And they have packages of scraps that they put into bags, and they're usually coordinating kinds of bags, and they each cost $5. But you know what? I got 3 bags here for $15. A meter of good quality quilting cotton would have cost me $22 a meter. So I don't consider this too pricey at all when you think, you know, what a pain it would be to have each of these cut. And there's some strips, which is fine for tabs and tags and you know, making clusters, that sort of thing, or even, you know, snippet roll. But there's some bigger pieces too, so I can't open it. So, you know, that would be big enough to do a little golden book spine. So these are all matchy-matchy. There's some bigger hunks of this plaid, which I think is super cute. Here's that mitten pattern in red. This is just a pale green with snowflakes. So these are all bigger pieces. Gotta be what? Oh, 10.5 by 8. So that's, you know, that's pretty healthy size.
And there's several coordinating prints. This is an even bigger piece, and it's kind of pretty. So that was the Christmassy one. This one is all Halloween, and I thought it was super fun. These are just, I think these are all just strips. So this one has owls and eyeballs, and it says boo, and you know, there's enough there for 2 spines, plus a little left over. Some black, just this plain orange color. Here's a strip of green with little spiders. This has bunting on it. It says treat, treat, treat. No tricks. And then there's quite a lot of this stuff that says spooky and has text in the background. There's quite a lot of that. So not as good a package as the Christmas one, but it's ready for next year. I do like the owls and the spiders. And the last one is, these are all Tim Holtz fabrics. So there's quite a few big chunks of this. So it's sort of an airmail kind of flavor. I think it's from the Correspondence collection. There's also this bigger piece of airplane engineering stuff, and I think this is more of, no, this is different because it doesn't have the grid in the background. So there's some stamps there. Are they stamps? Trading stamps. So that was a good find for me. And $5. I mean, that piece in the back, that's definitely a fat quarter. You know, so you're going to pay $5 for a fat quarter, and then we have the extra bits. Okay, so that's the fabric. Now I'm going to show you what I've been doing. I've been working on Frosty the Snowman. Oh, I got this terrific box. So it's bigger than a shoe box, and it has sort of a botanical sort of theme all over it. It's in excellent shape, and I paid $2 for it. But I thought that would be good to sort some stuff into. Here, I will sort my fabric into it right now. Get that out of the desk. And then I'll show you Frosty. So I've been fussing around with Frosty because I very much enjoy, I'm going to put this down again. I very much enjoy the grungy sort of journaling. So here's Frosty, and I've got my 2 signatures done. I'll do a flip through of what I've got going on. They're not done yet because I think I want to do some sewing on the pages. There's a magazine, there's a card, here's a doily. That's a piece of cardstock that I did some stenciling on. This is from the book. Here's a piece of ledger with a little piece of lace on it. I think this was like the end papers of a book. Another magazine from 1969. Coffee dyed paper. Got a little tab on it. Scrapbook paper with some jewels. And a third magazine cover, and this is from 1968. This is 2 pieces of writing paper that I've overlapped and turned back the edge, sewed these snowflakes, and then sewed a piece of lace to it so it can be used as a pocket. And then the other side can just be used for putting more images or whatever. I'm really happy with this. This paper came out of a design book, So you know, you would design rooms or, you know, placing furniture, that kind of thing. This is tulle that I just sewed on in a ruffle. That I should probably do a tutorial how to do that because it's a lot easier than it looks. I made these tags, so it has scrapbook paper over it, and I made 2. So I can either adhere this down to make a pocket this way, or adhere the 2 edges down and do a that way pocket. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. And there's book page, more coffee dyed paper with a little ribbon. I'm going to hang, I've got an eyelet there, I'm going to hang a little something, a little charm or something. Book page, and then this is just, here's the back of that writing paper. Again, got a tuck spot. Magazine, scrapbook paper, coffee dyed paper, magazine. This is the rest of that end paper, and to make it long enough I sewed on this piece of lace, ledger paper, book, and I kept the book so that you could read the story in order, but I did cut them, and then I added a little bit of ledger paper to glue the edges together because I didn't want to fold them. And that's scrapbook paper with stencil. This is the other side of the card. I just used some die cuts and sequins and rhinestones to cover up the words at the bottom, and I put a little index tab there. Magazine, and so that's what the other signature is the same. Well, it uses different magazine pages, but otherwise it's the same. I used this fabric for the spine, but I'm not happy with it. So I've got this piece of blue velvet that I'm going to use instead. And I think the blue velvet looks much better. So that's what I have got going on there. In terms of ephemera, I've got some stuff done and some stuff not done. So I did this little, it'll be a belly band. So this is, I had another copy of Frosty the Snowman, but it was the bigger golden book. I don't know, it's got to be 16 inches tall, I guess. It has half as many pages, so half as many images, but they're a good size, right? So I made this one and added some sequins, did a little bit of sewing. Here's another. I think I might cut this in half and use it like along the bottom as a tuck. I made some paper clips. So I did sort of like little banners here. I used a piece of the edging from computer paper and a die cut. And this is a stamp and some bling. I made 3 of these, and they've got 3 different stamps. So this one and this one. I'm kind of happy with how those came out. Made some tags. So this is an image from the bigger book, and on the back I used another image, and underneath it said golden book because it was the front page or whatever, but I liked the footsteps. So I did cut some text out of the book like Nick the Booksmith does, and just glued it over top. And I made 2 journal cards. So this is using vintage memo paper that I just rounded the corners and inked up with faded jeans. And the ribbon has little silver snowflakes. And then on the back I also did pieces of text. So I like that. Got these 3 little kids, and I've put them on like this really stiff cardstock. It's stiffer than regular cardstock, even cover stock. I don't know where I got this, but anyway. Um, so I think I'm going to put some writing paper on the back, and then like I can tuck it behind here or something. I'm not sure. I made these 3 little tags with all kinds of different fibers. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with those yet, whether I'll put an image on them or... These were made out of index cards, so they're lined on the back. Here's Frosty. Whoops. So I took the title, I layered up a Frosty, I cut out Frosty, and I put some of that heavy cardstock behind him just to give him sort of a 3D effect. And then I cut this ornament in half and glued it on the back. I'm happy with how that turned out, and I'm working on these 3 other things. So I've got this image that I've glued onto, and this image that I've glued onto that design paper. Still in the thinking process there, and then I have this one leftover picture. It's still in just book form right now. So anyway, that's what I've been working on in terms of Frosty. When I do have it done, I'll do a complete flip through. If you have any ideas or images that you can share with me about Frosty, or suggestions for, supplies I should be looking out for, let me know, because it has been tricky for me because I haven't been able to do a lot of grungy, dirty, I did put a couple of coffee dyed papers in there, but that's it. I like using, torn up dictionaries and, fussy cut botanicals and that sort of thing. So Frosty's been quite a challenge for me. Anyway, I hope that I can get this uploaded and shared. Have a great Saturday. I intend to spend my Saturday right here in the craft room. Take care.